bit. I think these last couple games, our spirit hasn't been at the level it needs to be. You know, obviously wins and losses can affect, emotionally. But I feel like, right now is a time where we need to come closer and be as close as we've ever been, from top to bottom. Being able to come in and just lean on each other, try to, turn this thing around. Obviously there's a little over 15 games left. We still have an opportunity to put ourselves in a position to get in the play-in and then get back in the playoffs. And that's what we want. And, everyone in the locker room feels confident about, a first-round matchup. We just have to continue to get better and, don't let these last 5 games or week or so really, define who we are or who our season that we've had. It's got to continue to stay with it.
Spo was talking about trying to find a spark tonight. Pella seemed to kind of be that spark for you guys. Just not only what you got from him, but is that kind of what you feel like needs to jolt this team is just, getting those type of, minutes and spark plays just to kind of get a rhythm going over the course of games?
Yeah. We need more guys like that, obviously. Everyone felt Pella tonight, with his inspiration on, just hustle plays and defensively, being everywhere. That's what we need. If we can get, all 5 guys playing like that, obviously that'll help. But we just got to continue to fight, give more and more to each other and to the team.
Tyler, as over the past couple of weeks, as this version of the team has kind of started to coalesce, how have you felt teams defending you specifically? Is it different than it was a month ago, 6 weeks ago or so?
Yeah, I think I'm still I don't think I know I'm still the, main, game plan they're trying to stop coming into the game. But honestly, I think, I can get to my spots. A lot of the thing is about spacing, and we can get to, as long as we can get to space, I feel like I can get in the paint and make the right play, whether it's for myself or for a teammate. But I've obviously seen how teams are guarding me, but I feel confident in it.
Tyler, Andrew Higgins had another strong game today. What have you felt about kind of the ways that he's been able to score and kind of all the different ways he's been able to do it?
Yeah, Wiggs is obviously a tremendous player. We just got to continue to find ways to get him going, getting downhill, getting to the line. We just got to make sure he's confident, comfortable, and getting him the ball in his spots.
As one of the leaders of this team, how do you keep frustration from boiling over?
I'm even keel. Try to stay, not get too high or not get too low for moments like this. But this is when this has to bring the best out of me and Bam, specifically trying to lead this team and get this thing turned around.
Eric, at what point do you worry just about this becoming a mental thing and the will in the room, the will to compete, but when you're not getting the results you want, at what point can that start getting away?
Yeah, then, you just have to reveal your competitive character. We all have to reveal it at some point, that I mentioned it the other night. You can go the other way. You can say this is too much, or you can, use these adversities to try to find something better from it. You always have a choice about your approach, your attitude, your mentality, your mindset, our collective will. It can get stronger, from this. So I'm not concerned about that in this locker room. We were just outplayed tonight. This is probably the first time we haven't gotten off to a good start in a while, and the Clippers had a lot to say about that. They jammed us up defensively where we couldn't get, some of the things that we've been getting. And then, Harden got, free throws, got to his things early on in the game, and that just it was deflating, from there. And we felt like we were playing uphill most of the game. The most inspiring moments, obviously, were when Pella came in. He had the crowd, really inspired, the team inspired, and we just need a whole lot more of that, 1 through 15. all the way through. As many guys that can inspire, with those kind of multiple efforts and tough plays, and then we can get out of this. Just takes a win. You can't overwhelm yourself with everything. The schedule, who we're playing, all that stuff. It's just we're at our best when we don't fear anyone.
The decision to start Haywood in the second half, was that more of a matchup thing, or just kind of?
It just didn't look right against this team. To start two bigs, it's not necessarily an indictment on Kalel, but we weren't able to take advantage of it. We've been working on these things, so we didn't go that way in the second half, and there were stretches that looked okay, but Zubac kind of had his way, there in the paint.
The lack of, for the last couple of months, the lack of opposing turnovers has been, I know, not what you want to see. How much of the kind of the timed doubles tonight was you just trying to manufacture that disruptiveness?
Yes, it's all built into our system, and so I just think the more active we are, the more disruptive we are, the more alive we are, the better we are as a basketball team. Trying to, teach at least, Davion and Wiggs, our style of play there, but they fit. That just has to be a way of life for us. Doesn't mean that necessarily we're trapping all the time, but the activity has to be there.
You touched on Pele a little bit when you always talk about kind of forcing you to play them. Was that sort of kind of the goal there with Pele, especially when he made those tough plays?
No, I mean the idea was just to give us a spark. We needed something. We needed something to get us going. I wasn't even necessarily expecting that. I just felt I've been feeling it for a couple games. In spot minutes, I think in short minutes he's mentally stable enough to handle that. 3 or 4 minutes, and then come out and get your regular guys in there. But while those 3 or 4 minutes happen, he may make some things go on. Make some things happen. And he certainly did that tonight with his toughness, his activity. That play at half court is one of the best plays I've seen. Really. But team's trying to call timeout, and I think he got 3 loose balls on one possession, and then it leads to a Terry 3. You feel like those plays then can inspire a whole lot more. That's what we're accustomed to, and for whatever reason, right now, look, tonight is different than some of these other nights. We've been getting a lot of inspiring play. We just haven't been able to finish. Tonight, it wasn't more inspiring plays, for whatever reason. But you do have to credit the Clippers. They played well, and their defense, I think, is the most underrated thing that they do.
Kalal's had to face a couple of the bigger, more experienced centers this week. What can he take away, do you think, from these last couple of games?
Well, he can, definitely see the physicality, the girth, and he's gained a lot of strength in the weight room. But now there's also functional strength, technique, and really competing against guys that are trying to take advantage of that post opportunity, or catches in the paint. That's happened now a few times. Catches in the paint where it's not a turn, specific post up, but it ends up being a post up. Now he needs to understand how to use his body, not get his hands in there, have the functional strength, and then make those contests that he's really good at, but do it in those specific circumstances. The size, the strength, all that, we need that right now, from him. And he's learning everything from a fire hose, but this is actually the best way to learn, is when there is consequences to everything, because everything becomes so much more magnified.
Coach, for you, one of your best lineups tonight was running Herro at the guard, and then you had Duncan, Wiggins, and Pella out there with a big. What was the thought process there as you guys were able to trade punches?
We were just I mean, we put a lot of skill out there, and shooting, and I think that was what was needed against this team. I mean, they're a really good defensive team. I don't know why their numbers have been great all year long, but they're still an underrated defensive team. Well coached, obviously, but they have disruptive guys. They got a bunch of functional length at positions, and they kind of get you out of stuff that you're normally used to doing. So that's probably the times that it looked just the cleanest for us.
Coach, Andrew looked pretty comfortable on both sides of the ball, just being able to force opportunities, deflections, getting in transition, and like forcing points into the paint. Like, what did you see with him just being able to be so comfortable out there leading the charge?
Well, he understands that we need it. I think that's the biggest thing. We need, we need big minutes. We need two-way play. We need him guarding the best guys. We need him to make inspiring plays defensively. And we need him to play make for us, score, but also be the hub of certain possessions. The more aggressive he is, I think the more he'll loosen up everything for our offense.
How concerning does it feel?
I feel like we definitely could have done a better job, this game. But like you said, we were in all the other games. We didn't finish the way we wanted it to finish, but we were fighting to the end. It was a close game. This game kept fighting. They kept extending the lead. Kept fighting. They kept extending the lead. But we just got to look forward to the next game. We got to see our mistakes, see what we can do better, and look forward to the next game.
Part of what was helping you guys fight back were the turnovers you were generating off the traps and the doubles. Spo was just saying that he's kind of trying to get you and Davion up to speed on what the system is supposed to do. How acclimated to the intended disruptiveness of what he wants do you feel like you are right now?
I feel like getting there. It's definitely different than what I was used to. But I'm looking forward to just getting better. At certain situations and the tendencies of the team and what we do. And I feel like every game is going to get better and better. From my understanding and everything like that. So.
It's not the result you wanted, but what kind of spark did Pella provide tonight? And just in your short time, what have you noticed about him?
Yeah, it was huge spark. We needed every second that he was on the court. Because when he's on the court, his energy is contagious. How hard he plays, the way he plays, he goes on the court and he gives it his all. Played great tonight. Gave us a lot of great things.
Andrew, the team seems to be using you in different ways on offense. What did you kind of feel about the game you had tonight, and just how comfortable are you getting kind of with the balance of stuff that they're asking you to do on the offensive side of the floor compared to what you were doing with the Warriors?
I feel like I did all right tonight. Like you said, they put me in a lot of different situations. I'm comfortable with all of them. I love being involved, being aggressive, and just trying to do whatever I can to help the team win.
Can you just kind of talk about just the overall thoughts? I know you talked about like the locker room doesn't want to be going through this. But when you go through another one, what's sort of the initial thoughts?
We just got to stay with it. I know it's getting old hearing that, but that's our job, is to stick with it.